There may be a power failure now, immediately. I will start the prayer. I have switched on the generator and I will, as soon as the power goes, I will switch over. So give me some time in between. Now I will start with the prayer. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Gananāntva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavīnāmupamashrabastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashruṇvannoti Bhisida Sadhanam Mahaganapataye Namaha Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Bhirvajinivati Dhinama Vitriyavatu Anu Divo Bruhataf Parvatada Saraswati Ajata Gantu Yajñam Vagdevyai Namaha Om Bhadram Karne Bhishrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha Sthirairangai Stuštuvagum Sastanubihi Vyashema Devahitayadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vruddhashrabaha Swasti na Pusha Vishvavedaha Swasti nastarksho Arishtanemihi Swasti no Bruhaspatir Dadhatu Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya Sarvadharmasvarupine Avatara Varisthaya Ramakrishnaya Te Namaha. Namaskar to all of you. Welcome to the study of Māṇḍūkya Upanishad with the Karika. of Sri Gaudapada Acharya. Now, yesterday we had come into a very important phase of the Mandukya Upanishad, the 7th mantra, where we got one technical term which is very, very useful for our sadhana, which we have to practice it in our day-to-day life. I told you that I will take that up again and connect that with one story by which we can understand it in a better way. And what is that terminology which comes here? Ekatma pratyaya saram. Ekatma pratyaya saram. It's very, very significant. Now, what is this ekatma? This is very significant because it gives us the methodology of comprehending your true nature, Turiya. Turiya will have to be comprehended in a unique manner because it is not available for regular means of knowledge. Just like we can get knowledge in the waking state, the cognition of many things, so you cannot get the knowledge of Turiyam in that way. Why? Because you cannot objectify it. Why? Because it is the eternal subject. So it is not available for regular means of knowledge. Turiya is not an object of knowledge, but it is the very you, the eternal witness, the eternal subject who wants to know everything. So it cannot be observed externally or internally in deep meditation or wherever. To understand Turiya, a clue, the methodology given is in Vedanta, Eka Atma Pratyaya Saram. Atma Pratyaya means self-knowledge. So you are having the knowledge of all the things outside. But now you should have the knowledge of your own self, of your own true nature. Atma Pratyaya, self-knowledge. So awareness, the I awareness. Whenever you say or I say, I am, we are all aware of ourselves, isn't it? You are aware of yourself. This self-awareness, we are not at all bothered about it. Our indriyas, our mind is always rushing outside to different objects. So we are not aware of it at all. Now draw back your mind to the source, to yourself, to your true nature, the Turiya, the self-awareness. Whenever you are now hearing this topic of Māṇḍūkya Karika, who is that? Who is hearing all that thing? Getting in front of the computer or on the mobile or wherever, whatever it might be, the gadget. Now you should become aware of that person or that I which is hearing all that thing. Is doing so many things. So that I awareness, whenever you say I am, I am hearing, I am listening, you are aware of yourself. This self-awareness, whenever you say I am, the source is called Atma Pratyaya, awareness. At one place, Ramana Maharshi tells that find the I between the two thoughts. So many thoughts, millionth of a second, so many thoughts will be coming to your mind. Constantly it will be rising up the vrittis in your mind. Just like in the lake, there will be so many waves, so you cannot see the bottom. So now Ramana Maharshi tells, find the I between two thoughts. Then you will see that is the Atman. So here, the self-awareness, whenever you say I am, that is called Atma Pratyaya. Pratyaya in Sanskrit means awareness. Pratyaya, awareness, mindfulness. So our mind will run away here and there. It becomes mindful of the external things. Now turn it, revert it back, go back. Revert it to your own source, the witness, yourself, who is telling that I am. Awareness, mindfulness. Eka means not one, but here it is, though it is one, Eka means, but here continuous. Ekatma Pratyaya means continuous self-awareness, always allowing your mind to stay from where it is originating everything, instead of rushing out through the indriyas. Bring it back. There are so many methods, Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, all that thing, you know that. So Shama, Dama. Now, don't allow that to go outside. Ekatma Pratyaya means continuous self-awareness. Let everything be happening. Let all the things, the indriyas rushing, the mind going. Another part of the mind is aware of, I am hearing, I am seeing, I am feeling everything, that I. Ekatma Pratyaya means continuous self-awareness. This continuous self-awareness is the saram, essence, an indicator or a pointer. We have to capture the Turiya, our true nature, the Parabrahman, the Atman, the Paramatman, holding on to this self-awareness. Continuous self-awareness. Normally, when I or you say, I am, generally we do that in the waking state. In dream state, you may get this thing, control may be there, but the full control is always in the waking state. So when I tell I am in the waking state, I am available there in the waking state as the waker. What is that called? In the waking state, it is the Vishwa. I am called the Vishwa there. The universe, Virat. So we have to go back to the first, second, third sutras here, or the shlokas. So I am available as the waker. Imagine in the waking state, I say, I slept well last night. Or you can also say, I dreamt. In between the sleep, and now I have woken up, I am the waker. So here I am telling all the three things. I say, I slept well, deep sleep, sushupti. I dreamt, dream. I am now awake, indicating that the sleeper, dreamer, and the waker are not separate entities. But all these three are one and the same. Not the external world or the body, but the I sense. Who is that person aware of all these things? Who is telling that I slept, I dreamt, I am now awake? Indicating that the sleeper, the one who was dreaming in the sleep state, or one was in the deep sleep, and when I awoke, the entity which is observing, the witness, are not separate entities, but all these three, the witness are in that all the three states are one and the same. Do you say that somebody slept, someone else dreamt? We say, I slept, I dreamt, I am awake. So we gave another term yesterday. This is called pratyabhijna. Pratyabhijna, meaning the recognition of all the three as one and the same. So the recognition of all the three states, the witness as one and the same. The witness there as one and the same. This recognition is called pratyabhigna. The recognition of all the three as one and the same in all the three states or whatever intermediary state, that recognition of that witness who is one is called pratyabhigna. So this pratyabhigna is a very important clue for self-knowledge. In the 6th verse of the Dakshinamurti Stotram, we told it is occurring this word pratyabhignayate. Now when I equate the person who is awake to the person who is dreaming and to the person who is in deep sleep, superficially seeing, from the external point of view, from the Vyavaharika Drishti, this statement is wrong. Because the waking person can never be the dreamer. So superficially, the dreamer can never be the sleeper, that is in the deep sleep. These three are mutually exclusive and they are contradictory adjectives. In spite of the superficial contradiction, we are deliberately, clearly and instinctively equating them, which is possible only under one condition. So we gave another example, and what was that? Suppose you are now person of 60 years or whatever age may be, you have a friend who is an elderly person. So when you are equating an elderly person with grey hair with that same person who was in his primary school 60 years ago and say that this man is that man. So what am I doing there? I am temporarily forgetting the contradictory features of that person and understanding that behind the contradictory features, the person is one and the same. The features are widely different. But my understanding is that behind those features, the person is essentially one and the same. So what do I do? What all of you do at the time of equation? We are dropping the adjectives. At the time of pratyabhigna, recognition of that one entity, the one witness, the contradictory features are renounced intellectually. So you should note that all these things are done intellectually. Why? We need not wait until we get Nirvikalpa Samadhi to find the Turiya. We can understand this Turiya now intellectually as a sadhana, as a means. And intellectually we can know the Turiya and then be in this world. Just like I have told in one of the petrol bunks or garage in Cape Town, there was a board written, when the Semitic people or the Christians, they die, on the grave they will write RIP, rest in peace. So now they ask the question, why should you rest in peace only? Why can't you live in peace? So why do you want to go to heaven after death? Why do you want to be in peace after death? Why can't you be in peace now? So if you recognize, if you exert your true nature, that is Turiya, the Atman Parabrahman, now you can come out of all these problems. Because of the Maya and ignorance it is not possible, but intellectually it is possible. So that is sadhana, continuous awareness. That is ekatma pratyayasara, intellectually. So all this we are doing intellectually. So at the time of pratyabhigna, the contradictory features are renounced intellectually. Similarly, now let us come to our state here. We say, I slept, I dreamt, and I am awake. I am equating all the three I with I myself, soham, saha aham. In that recognition, all the contradictory features, waking status, dreamer status, and sleeper status are unknowingly, instinctively dropped. Now, you should not limit yourself only to the immediately waking means just we will shortly, you think the whole world, now you have to identify everything happening, the happiness, the joy, the sorrows, the quarrels, the problems, the family people, everything. Constantly in the waking state, in the dream state, you are shifting and you are running. Our mind is taken like a storm, just like the boat Krishna tells. When you don't control your mind, the mind will be taken here and there like the storm. It will be under its control. So all these days we are rushing here and there. Now start thinking, start reverting back, reversing the whole process. Come back and see. Come to your own true nature. So drop all the different statuses. Since I am dropping all these three statuses, so when you are in the waking state, you are called Vishwa, your body. You are the Paramatman, the Atman, the Parabrahman, the Turiya is identifying itself as Vishwa. And in the dream state, it is the Taijasa, and in the deep sleep state, you are the Prajna. So now drop all that status. So even behind that is something, one I is there. That is Turiya. During the fleeting moment, I am remaining as awareness principle without these three statuses. During that fleeting moment, unknowingly and instinctively, I am referring to myself as we all refer to ourselves as the conscious principle without these three statuses, that is, I am, the Turiya. At that time, without knowing that I am the Turiyam, at that time, when I understand this, I am very close to the teaching of the Upanishad. Once I intellectually understand this, I am the consciousness principle, and that the three states or hundreds or millions of states, whatever, are not yours or not mine, then this teaching of Upanishad will help me reinforce, exert that I am Parabrahma Swarupa, I am that infinity, I am that eternal witness. How does that witness, or how does that Upanishad do this? Really speaking, the waker, the dreamer, the sleeper are not the different statuses of mind. The conscious principle, the original I, the eternal witnesses, these three statuses, whom does it belong to? It belongs to your mind alone. It doesn't belong to you, the eternal witness. It belongs to your mind and not I, the conscious principle. How is that? When the mind, your mind is extrovert, your mind is rushing through all these eyes, ears, the skin, the mouth, the nose, everything outside. When the mind is extrovert, the condition of this extrovert mind is called the waking state. You are in the waking state. When the mind is associated with this external world, it is extrovert, it is called waking state. When the mind is not extrovert, it is turned inwards to its own memories. Inward means not to the Atman, but its memories, the vasanas. Your memory is there, lot of memory. When it turned inwards to the vasanas, the desires, it's called the dreamer mind. It's the same mind. It is not you, it is the mind. It belongs to the mind, all these statuses. It's called dreamer mind. It can happen in the night or in the daytime. The resolved mind, when it is neither extrovert nor introvert, when it is neither running outside through the indriyas or going to the vasanas, the memories, when it is in the deep sleep, neither extrovert nor introvert, neither antah-prajna nor bahi-prajna, then it is in deep sleep. So the Upanishad says that these three statuses belong to your mind, not to you, the real you, to the mind. Then, but who am I? I am the eternal witness who reveals the extrovert mind and the introvert mind. I am also aware of the passive mind in sleep, because after waking up, I say that I did not know anything. In the deep sleep, I did not know anything. Even in that passive mind, you are observing, you are witnessing everything. That's why as soon as you are awake, you tell, oh, I had a very deep sleep. I couldn't understand what it was. I couldn't know anything at all. So even that was watched, isn't it? That passive state in the deep sleep, I reveal that non-knowing status of the mind. I am ever free from this, all these status, waking state, dreamer state and sleeper state. Therefore, I am Vishwa, the waker I. I am Taijasa, the dreamer I. The Prajna, the deep sleep I. Vilakshana. I am the Vishwa Taijasa Prajna Vilakshana. I am not them. Vilakshana. Drop it. I am the Turiya, the eternal witness, the Atman. So to understand this, you need not go to Nirvikalpa Samadhi. After meditating for thousands of years, you can do that now intellectually, isn't it? God has given you the Viveka. Intellect is there, Dhi Shakti is there. You can do that intellectually and practice that continuously, that continuous awareness, and that will lead to the Nirvikalpa Samadhi as a sadhana. The means, it has become the means. Today, again, I read wonderful statement of Ramana Maharshi and also another statement of a Buddhistic quote. What is that so wonderful which can be connected here to our discussion here? Let us see how we can connect it. Now, one of the disciple is asking his guru, which is more important, asked the pupil, the journey or the destination? Now, the guru answered, the company. The company, said the teacher. So the company of the real I, that awareness is very, very important now, which we have to understand always intellectually. That is more than sufficient. As of now, that will lead to the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Now, a devotee asked Ramana Maharshi, is there reincarnation, Ramana Maharshi? To which Ramana Maharshi replied, reincarnation can be if you are incarnate now. Even now, you are not born. Talk of Ramana Maharshi 164. Devotee is asking, is there reincarnation, Maharshi? No, Ramana Maharshi is replying, reincarnation can be if you are incarnate now. Even now, you are not born. You are that eternal witness. So we are all that eternal witness. See, you can understand this intellectually. So let me give you a break. We have come to a very important state. because I thought exactly at 6 o'clock there would be a break in the power, but even now it is already 6:35. It's not going. I put on the generator. I was waiting for the power to go so that I can switch on, because it goes after 6:05 or 6:10. So every day we used to have that problem, and so today I put on the generator earlier. I kept it in such a way that I have to go and just turn on into the mains at the generator. But now the electricity is not gone. So the generator is going on. It should not just, I just put it off I'll come within just 2-3 minutes. Please bear with me. Om Namo Narayana. Sorry for the trouble. So we need not wait until we have the Nirvikalpa Samadhi or go into the deep meditation to find out the Turiya, our true nature, by which we can get that eternal joy, cessation of all the problems. Even now intellectually we can feel that and reduce all our problems, all our difficulties to some extent at least. So that's why all this effort is for that. Intellectually we are trying to understand with this Ekatma Pratyasara and Pratyabhigna, going back to our eternal witness, our true state, to reclaim our original status, Turiya. Drop off all that Vishwa, the I in the waking state, the Taijasa, the dreamer status, Prajna, the deep sleep status, Vilakshana, giving it up. Whatever, everything, giving it up, dropping it, and be in mind that I am the witness. I am the Turiya always. I need not go to Nirvikalpa Samadhi to know this. I should learn to claim here. We have to claim it here intellectually. And now that the three statuses belong to the mind only, not to me. And I am the Turiya, the Paramatman, the Parabrahman, the Atman. For that, Ekatma Pratyaya is useful. Self-analysis, self-awareness, mindfulness. Ekatma, Eka, continuous. Now, we shall understand this through some better example. I told you that I will give an example, a story, not a story. We told that in the waking state, in the dream state, or in the prajna state, that is the deep sleep state. There is the past, present and the future. Now in the waking state we are in the past. We will go as a witness to 30,000 or 40,000 years back to the Dwapara Yuga, happening which happened 40,000 or 30,000 years in the Dwapara Yuga. We shall be a witness there and see, find a little, see by the real happenings and through the words of the great people, the avatar Purushas and saints, we can understand these things a little better. So this example, this wonderful incident will open up our eyes for ekatma pratyaya, awareness. What is this self-awareness? Continuous self-awareness. Now, we all know that in the Mahabharata, as I told you, we are going back to, let us go back in time. The I will be the same, we are going back in time in the past in the waking state. Krishna did not help Yudhishthira or Dharmaraya in the game of dice. Why did Krishna not save the Pandavas when they played the dice with Duryodhana and Shakuni? Let us see the wonderful explanation by Lord Krishna himself. Now we all know about Uddhava. Just like Bhagavad Gita, there is one Uddhava Gita also. So this Uddhava from his childhood has been with Krishna, charioting him and serving him in many ways. He never asked for any boons or any favor from Sri Krishna. Now, when Krishna was at the verge of completing his avatara, he called Uddhava and said, "Dear Uddhava, in this avatara of mine, many people have asked many boons from me, but you have never asked anything from me. Why don't you ask something from me? I will give you. Let me complete this avatara with the satisfaction of doing something good for you also." Even though Uddhava did not ask anything for himself, now he had been observing Lord Krishna from his childhood. He had always wondered about the apparent disconnect, not the true, apparent disconnect between Sri Krishna's actions and teachings. And he wanted to understand the reason for the same. He asked Krishna, "Lord, you taught us to live in one way, but you lived in a different way. In this drama of Mahabharata, in the role you played, in your actions, I did not understand many things. I am curious to understand the reason of your actions. Would you fulfill my desire to know?" To which Krishna replied, "Uddhava, what I told Arjuna during the war of Kurukshetra was Bhagavad Gita. Today, my response to you would be known as Uddhava Gita. That's why I have given you this opportunity. Please ask without hesitation." Now Uddhava starts asking Krishna. Now he asks Krishna, "Oh Krishna, tell me first, what is meant by a friend? Who is a real friend?" The question of Uddhava was, who is a real friend? Krishna says, the real friend is one who comes to help of his friend in need. We all know in English, a friend in need is a friend indeed. The real friend is one who comes to help of his friend in need even without being called. So now Uddhava is telling, Krishna, you are a dear friend of the Pandavas. They trusted you fully as Apad Bandhava, protector from all difficulties. Krishna, you not only know what is happening, but you know what is going to happen. You are a Gnani. Just now, that is Sarvagna, knowing everything, past, present and future. Just now you gave the definition of a true close friend. Then why did you not act as per the definition? Why did you not stop Yudhishthira from playing the gambling game of dice? Okay, you did not do it. Why did you not turn the luck in favor of Yudhishthira or Pandavas, by which you would have ensured the dharma wins, victory to righteousness? You did not do that also. You could have at least saved Yudhishthira by stopping the game after he lost his wealth, country and himself. You could have released him from punishment of gambling, or you could have entered the hall when he started betting his brothers. You did not do that either. At least when Duryodhana tempted Yudhishthira by offering to return everything which he had lost if he would put Draupadi into the bet. The wife who always brought good fortune to the Pandavas, the Draupadi. You could have intervened, and with your divine power you could have made the dice roll in a way that was favorable to Yudhishthira. Instead, you intervened only when Draupadi almost lost her modesty. And now you claim that you gave Akshay Vasana cloths and saved Draupadi's modesty. How can you even claim this after she being dragged into the hall by a man, Dushasana, and disrobed in front of so many people? What modesty is left for a woman? What have you saved? Only when you help a person at the time of crisis can you be called Apat Bandhava. If you did not help in the time of crisis, what is the use? Is it dharma? As Uddhava posed these questions, tears started rolling from his eyes. These are not only the question of Uddhava alone. All of us have read Mahabharata. These are the questions even coming to our mind, all of our mind too. So now you can feel that Uddhava has asked the question for all of us. Bhagavan Krishna laughed at this question of Uddhava and he replied, "Dear Uddhava, the law of this world is only the one who has viveka, intelligence. God has given us in plenty. Everybody has been given infinite amount of viveka. All of us, no partiality. All of us have it. We dealt about that viveka. That is what we have to use our intellect. And through that intellect, the self-awareness has to be practiced. We have that intellect, we have to try, we have to use it. So only a person who uses his viveka will win. So now Krishna is telling, only the one who has viveka and uses it, intelligence through discrimination, discriminating between the right and the wrong, discriminating between the real and the unreal, between the Atman and the Anatman, that is viveka. So one who uses the viveka, he wins. While Duryodhana used his viveka, Dharmaraja did not use, lacked it. That's why Yudhishthira, that is Dharmaraja means Yudhishthira. That's why Yudhishthira lost. Now Uddhava was confused. Now Krishna continues. While Duryodhana had lots of money and wealth to gamble, he did not know the game of dice or gambling, how to play the game of dice. That is why he used his uncle Shakuni, who was cunning and was expert in the game of dice. While he betted, he used his uncle to do that. That was his viveka, though it may be used in the wrong way. But he used the viveka, though it was in the wrong way. But Yudhishthira, Dharmaraja also could have thought similarly and offered me, his cousin, Krishna, to play on his behalf. He could have used it in the right way. If Shakuni and I, Krishna, had played the game of dice, who do you think would have won? Can his black magic or the bad way he had, that cunning way of dice, could he roll the numbers that I am calling, or would I roll the numbers? He is asking. Forget this. Okay. Yudhishthira did not call me. Used his viveka. I can forgive that fact that he forgot to include me in the game by using his viveka. But without using his viveka again, he did another blunder. What was that? He prayed that I should not come to the hall, as he did not want me to know that through ill fate he was compelled to play this game. He tied me with his prayers and did not allow me to get into the hall. I was just waiting for someone to call me through their prayers so that I could come and help them. Even when other Pandavas, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula and Sahadeva were lost, they were only cursing Duryodhana and other people and brooding over their fate. They forgot me. Even Draupadi did not call me. When Dushasana held her hair and dragged her to fulfill his elder brother Duryodhana's wish order, she was also arguing in the hall based on her own abilities. She never called me, the eternal witness, the Paramatman. Finally, good sense prevailed when Dushasana started disrobing her. She gave up depending upon her own strength and started shouting, Hari, Hari, Abhayam Krishna, Abhayam. Hey, Krishna Dwaraka Vasin. She shouted for me. Only then I got an opportunity to save her modesty. I reached as soon as I was called. I saved her modesty. That is what is my mistake in this situation. Now, Uddhava is not to be fooled. He told, wonderful explanation, Krishna, I am impressed. However, I am not deceived. Can I ask you another question? Krishna gives him the permission to proceed. Oh Krishna, does it mean that you will come only when you are called? Will you not come on your own to help people in crisis, to establish justice? Asked Uddhava. Krishna smiles. Uddhava, in this life, everyone's life proceeds based on their own karma. Your karma and your desires. I don't run it. You know, the Atman is untouched. The Paramatman is untouched. The Parabrahman is not available for transaction. I don't run it. Everything runs on the karma. I don't interfere in it. I am only a witness. Paramatma Swarupa, I am only a witness. I stand close to you and keep observing what is happening. This is Paramatman, the God's dharma. Now Uddhava told, wow, very good Krishna, in that case you will stand close to us, observe all our evil acts. As we keep committing more and more sins, you will keep watching us. You want to commit more blunders, accumulate sins and suffer? Says Uddhava. Now Krishna says, Uddhava, please realize the deeper meaning of your statements. Now comes this idea of Ekatma Pratyaya Sara, continuous self-awareness. Now everybody now can connect the teaching of Krishna here to this. What is that? It's very subtle. That's why I brought in all these beautiful examples to understand. That's why I took you as a witness to the 30,000, 40,000 year happening in Mahabharata. You are that witness. We are that witness. That I, the Paramatman. Always the Lord stands near you. That is within you, the Paramatman. You have to identify with him, the Turiya. Now Krishna tells Uddhava, please realize the deeper meaning of your statements. When you understand and realize that I am standing as witness next to you, when you understand and realize that I am standing as a witness next to you, whether it may be your Ishtadevata or the Paramatma Swarupa or the Turiya, whatever you call by different name. Note it. When you understand and realize that I am standing and witnessing next to you, how can you do anything wrong or bad? When you identify with the Turiyam, with the Paramatman, how can you commit mistake? When you know that you are Ishtadevata, Krishna or Shiva or Divine Mother, Lord Ramakrishna is always guiding you, is always with you. Can you commit any mistake? Can you do any wrong? For the time being, we try to avoid the presence of the Lord. We think we will do all that. We want to hide everything. We push away the Ishtadevata. We come to this world. Even though the Lord exists here, instead of seeing the Lord, we turn all this into the object of our enjoyments. Though the Lord, that is the Lord Himself. When you understand and realize that I am standing as witness next to you, how could you do anything wrong or bad? You definitely cannot do anything bad. You forget, that is, you're forgetting that awareness. You are unmindful. You are not mindful. How could you do anything wrong in your life? How can you get into trouble? You definitely cannot do anything bad. And there will be no bad effect after that. There will be no suffering. You forget this and think that you can do things without my knowledge. The eternal witness is witnessing everything. And we think that we identify with the weak ego, and we think that we can do hiding everything from the Lord. You forget this and think that you can do things without my knowledge, the knowledge of the self, the eternal witness. This is when you get into trouble. Yudhishthira's ignorance was that he thought he can play the game of gambling without Lord Krishna's knowledge. If Yudhishthira had realized that I am always present with everyone in the form of Sakshi, eternal witness, then wouldn't the game have finished differently? You forgot yourself, you forgot the Lord, and that's why all the troubles for Yudhishthira and Pandavas. You did not use your Viveka intellect, so now that's what we are doing. We have to use our intellect to come out of all these difficulties, all the problems, all the sufferings, and be a witness. Now, hearing these words of Lord Krishna, isn't it wonderful? We have to go through that again. The words of Krishna, which is carrying very, very deep meaning. You can connect that to our subject here. Ekatma pratyayasara, I told you, self-awareness, continuous self-awareness. Pratyabhigna, exerting back, going back to our true nature, exerting that Turiya. Uddhava, please realize the deeper meaning of your statement. When you understand intellectually, realize that I am standing as witness next to you. I'm always there with you. How can you do anything wrong or bad? You definitely cannot do anything bad or get into trouble. You forget the Lord. You forget your real I. You identify with the ego instead of the Turiya. You forget the Lord and think that you can do all the things in this world without my knowledge. This is when you get into trouble. Yudhishthira's ignorance, not using the Viveka, not having the Viveka, though having, not using it. The discriminative faculty of right and the wrong, good and the bad, real and the unreal, between the Atman and the Anatman, between God and that which is not God. So why did Duryodhana suffer and why are we all suffering? Dharmaraja or Yudhishthira's ignorance was that he thought he can play the game of gambling without the knowledge of Lord Krishna or the Lord. Or you are trying to do that without, if you are always aware of the Atman, your conscience will be always telling, do not do that, that is wrong. We don't hear our conscience, that is our Atman. That is the eternal witness. So like Yudhishthira, we are not using our Viveka. Now intellectually, if we can use that, exert our Turiya, our real nature, If Yudhishthira had realized that I am always present with everyone in the form of Sakshi, witness the Paramatman in your heart, then wouldn't the game have finished differently? If I had the awareness that Lord Krishna is always with him, the Paramatman is always with him, would the difficulty come to the Pandavas? Now Uddhava was spellbound and got overwhelmed by devotion. He said, what a deep philosophy. What a great truth. Isn't this practical Vedanta? Even praying and doing puja to God and calling him for help are nothing but our feeling, belief. When we start believing that nothing moves without him, nothing is done without his notice, he is the eternal witness. How can we not feel the presence as witness of the Lord? How can we forget the Lord? How can we forget this and act? Throughout Bhagavad Gita, this is the philosophy Lord Krishna has imparted to Arjuna. Lord Krishna was the charioteer, the eternal witness, as well as the guide for Arjuna. But the Lord never fought. He is not available for any transaction. The Lord never fought. He was just only a guide and charioteer. Realize the ultimate Sakshi, witness within and without you. That is self-awareness. Feel the presence of the Lord in every action, whatever you do. Whether you are in waking state, whether past, present, everything, feel that witness. That is Ekatma Pratyayasara, continuous self-awareness. Realize that ultimate Sakshi, witness, the witnesser within and without, and merge in that God consciousness. Discover that higher self, the pure, loveful and blissful supreme consciousness, Tat Tvam Asi. That is what I just wanted to bring in, take you now. We have been a witness. The I was witnessing the event of 30,000, 40,000 years back. The same Lord Krishna there, the I, is the one, the Paramatman who is present within you now. Then everything. Feel that. Feel the Paramatman within. That is Ekatma Pratyayasara, self-awareness, continuous awareness of your true nature. Turiya, exert that. That's why our gurus give a Ishtadevata. First you have to see it outside, then bring it inside. Then you forget your own body, your ego. Then the Lord remains, and that is there already within you. Gradually, because your mind is extrovert, the gurus give that Ishtadevata and turn us inward and take us inside to our own self. So, we have discovered this wonderful self-awareness, continuous self-awareness, to learn that intellectually how to do that. Now, let us do some revision. Come back to the present state, waking state. Now, Ekatma Pratyayasara, continuous self-awareness, traceable through the unbroken self-awareness. This is a technical and profound word. What is the method that I should use to understand that I am Turiya, the Atman, the Paramatman, the Parabrahman? I am always associated with one of the three states. I am either in the waking state, or I am in the dream state, or in the deep sleep Sushupti. Even though I continuously shift through these three, I do not look upon these three as three different entities. I never say that there was a dreamer I and now there is a waker I, etc. I say that I was sleeping. I had a good dream or a bad dream and now I am awake. This means that I am seeing the waker I, the dreamer I, and the sleeper I as one constantly continuing I, eternal witness, that is Paramatman. Exert your true nature. Not that the waker I comes and goes and that the dreamer I comes and goes. It is one constant, non-variable. Understand this intellectually and practice it every day, every moment, every second, whatever work you do. It is that one constant, non-variable I. That means that is our vision, the waker I, dreamer I, sleeper I, because we understand that I is continuous, constant, non-variable. This is intellectually and technically pratyabhigna, recognizing all the three I as the one and the same. That is why I say that I slept, I dreamt, and I am awake. The question is, when I equate the waking person, the waking I, the waker I, and the dreamer I, what is happening in my understanding? This is a very, very subtle point. Superficially seeing, superficially from the Vyavaharika Drishti, from the technical or the work point of view, outside world, in the waking state, the equation is wrong, because the dreamer can never be the waker and the waker can never be the dreamer. Waker and dreamer being mutually exclusive adjectives. They can never be equal, but we are still seeing them as one and the same. How are we doing this? Whenever we are equating the waker I and the dreamer I, we are temporarily keeping aside the different adjectives. What is it called in Sanskrit? Bhagatyaga Lakshana. So we are temporarily keeping aside the different adjectives. We are keeping aside the two different statuses. When you are acting in a drama, you are keeping aside the different roles you have played in the drama. You are identifying yourself with that particular you. So now here, we are keeping aside the two different statuses. If the statuses are retained, then the two statuses cannot be equated. The fact that we are equating indicates that we are temporarily separating the different statuses and referring to consciousness, which is free from the waker and the dreamer status. We gave that example earlier. When you are equating a younger person who has black hair with the same person who has become older now with white hair, or because he has got white hair, he had put mehendi or some color to his hair and he has a different color now. Are those three persons different with the black hair and with the grey hair or the colored hair? No, they are one and the same. You are temporarily giving up the different hair colors, that's all. Whenever we are equating the dreamer, the sleeper and the waker, we are giving up the different statuses and we are referring to the Turiyam, the Atman. When I say that I dreamt and now I am awake, the dreamer I am now the waker I, and the word I is referring to the Turiya, that is the common thing, without the opposite statuses. The pratyabhigna, that is the recognition of the waker I, the dreamer I and the sleeper I as the one and the same, is an indication of the Atman or Turiya persisting in all these three states. So now the Upanishad uses this word ekatma pratyaya, one common self-awareness, equating all these three states. This self-awareness reveals the Turiya and make it continuous, exert it, which is free from all the three states. So you will not have any trouble, any problem. So therefore, through that saram, the essence, the trail of the common I, the Turiya, the Atman can be recognized. This Turiya has to be known for eternal freedom, liberation. So we have try to understand this wonderful concept. Ekatma pratyesara, continuous self-awareness. Practice it every second, every moment. When you are aware, suppose you have the bhakti, the devotional aspect, practice the presence of your Ishtadevata always with you, awareness of the Ishtadevata. Then afterwards the Ishtadevata will become one with that I, the Paramatman within you, Turiya. So then where can be the wrongdoing? We cannot do anything wrong. We cannot get into any problem. So now we shall end for today, and we will continue this wonderful discussion in our next classes. If God wills, then we will take up the same discussion tomorrow too. So if there is class, then I will send the invitation or the link to the class. Now we shall dedicate from time for question and answer. The question should be pertaining to the thing which we have discussed in the class today, or of the Māṇḍūkya Upanishad or Māṇḍūkya Karika. So on the live chat, there are no questions on the YouTube live chat. Naresh Ramavatar is telling, Revered Maharaj, you have expanded my perspective that whilst Sri Krishna drove Arjuna's chariot, he did not take Arjuna's place and did not fight with him. He is the eternal witness. Yes, good that you are trying to understand it. Okay, if there are no questions, then I can conclude with the prayer. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu.